On this trip around the county, we get an inside look at this year's soccer team, see the day in the life of a school celebrity, and visit with an accomplished rapper. All this and more on this trip around the county.
Around the County. I'm Ethan Case.
And I'm Victoria Ratliff. On Around the County, we take you to places you may have never been and introduce you to people you may not know. To start off today, the Noblesville Millers girls soccer team has been one of the most consistent programs in the state over the past 10 years, and this past season was no different. Producer Derek Brown gives you insight on this year's special team.
Will be moving on to the regional to face either East Noble or Carroll. That will be next Saturday in Logansport. I believe, if I remember the schedule right, the Millers will be playing in the first match.
We didn't really have high expectations for the team. We thought we'd win a few games. We knew we lost a lot of seniors and a lot of our starters last year, so yeah, we wanted to build as a team and kind of bond and just develop some of our younger talent and see where we'd be.
We lost a lot of key seniors from last year into this year, so I think there was that question mark on how would our seniors step up, or how would everyone step up, and what was our identity gonna be as a team, because we had those seniors that we had really relied on for quite some time that were no longer there. And so I think it was a bit of a surprise on how successful our season was. We had 3 losses. We lost to 2 teams total. And I don't know that we necessarily would have expected that going into the season. It was kind of a fun, very different group of seniors. We didn't have any standout, I don't know, I guess you'd say stars. Now, obviously they're all very strong soccer players and good leaders, but we didn't have anyone that we just solely relied on game in and game out. It was always someone new stepping up and doing something for us. I think they really instilled a sense of team, and with the group of girls, they went above and beyond to make sure everyone was included, from, juniors all the way down to the new freshmen, even freshmen that were on JV or the C team. I think they did a good job of making sure they knew they were part of the team, and then, when younger girls would step up and play a lot on varsity, they were still just very supportive. So I hope it carries over for future years. So, I think that'll be the legacy they leave with their teammates, is just the culture that they've helped develop within this team.
It's the group of girls and our just competitiveness, and we love to win. Winning is fun, and I think every practice we treat I wouldn't say a game, but we're competitive in practice, and every drill we try to win, and I think that carries over into games, and I think we just want to win a little more than other teams.
This is high school soccer. It should be fun for the girls. They're playing for their school. This is it's such a great opportunity to represent Noblesville, and I think he does a great job of making it a fun experience as well. I think for anyone that's had him in class, they, kind of see that personality, where there's high expectations, but someone that also gets, what this is, high school soccer, and so, I think when you have a coach that balances it out well, it's someone that you want to work hard for. I would say the same thing for next season moving forward. I think we have a lot of strong players coming back. We have a lot of, returning varsity players who will contribute in huge ways. And then we have hopefully some girls that were on JV, maybe some C team players, maybe some incoming freshmen that, you know, that we really think can step up as well and help out. So I would say we definitely want to go into season defending that conference title. And, you know, I think we want to, the goal would be to win sectionals again and then see how far we can get in the state tournament. I mean, obviously we want to at some point we want to be in that championship game, you know, and we're going to keep competing and going for it.
The halls of NHS hold their very own mini celebrity. Producer Emily Patton takes you inside the world of Hunter Redmond Vlogs. Recently, YouTube has become a top social media platform for teens to use, especially here at Noblesville High School. The buzz has even inspired a few students to create channels of their own, but for one student, YouTube has become more than just a social media app.
My name is Hunter Redmond. So I have a past story that has to do with depression and stuff. Like, I have a past with depression, and once I started getting over that, I wanted to document how I got out of it. So now, like, I'm like trying to show my journey away from depression.
When asked how vlogging has changed his life for the better, here's what Hunter had to say.
It's kind of brought out a new version of myself that I really like. It's made me more outgoing and just a better person in general. It's hard to explain what, but just a better person. Every time I look back at a vlog, I think, wow, I'm glad for who I'm hanging out with, who I did that with, and I want to keep doing it because of vlogging.
Matthew Abel, Hunter's #1 supporter and best friend, gives us insight into how he has helped Hunter to grow his vlog channel throughout the past year.
Well, I've come up with a few ideas to maybe, like, funny ideas, maybe to bring in some viewers, and you know, I'm very supportive with his vlogs. I try to help him with that and help him pursue his dreams of growing and really be a strong foundation for this vlog channel.
The other day, like, me and Matthew just sat in the back, like in my car, and we just watched old vlogs back. That's always just like the funnest part.
We've seen sides of each other that we would probably never see without the vlogs, you know, our goofy side, our fun side, our sad side. We've seen a lot of different emotions, and really brought us closer.
As a dedicated vlogger, Hunter says he wants to continue to vlog throughout his college years and maybe even after that.
First of all, I want my college friends to look at my high school years, and I want my future kids to be able to look back at, like, what I did, like, just growing up, and, like, kind of be an inspiration to them. But then I also want to vlog my kids growing up, because it's like my way of scrapbooking almost.
Hunter Redmond is a YouTuber on the rise, and it's clear to see why. His vlogging career is just starting out, and he isn't planning to stop anytime soon. Make sure to check out his vlogs at Hunter Redmond Vlogs on YouTube to learn more about him and his journey as a vlogger.
I'm Ethan, here with Hunter Redmond Vlogs. Thank you for stopping by, man. Give us a little bit of your time.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me. This is great.
So we're here to talk about vlogs. So what kind of got you started into, like, the vlogging world? Like, what was your big inspiration?
Yeah, so I have a huge story with depression in the past. So the main reason I started was because I wanted to show my journey away from it. But when it came to inspiration, like, you know, I'd grown up watching YouTubers, watching vloggers. Roman Atwood specifically is one that I always watch. So when I saw him doing it, I was like, that's something I really want to pursue. And I loved the idea of just, like, showing my life to the world, and also just hoping to inspire people, like, through what my life looks like.
So you wanted to take kind of like a real world approach as to, like, what the average kind of teenager goes through with, and, like, coming over depression, like how you get through that with your day-to-day life, right?
Yes, yeah. So, like, depression, like, is super common nowadays, and it's really spiking up, and I don't like looking at it, and I don't want people to go through the things that I've gone through. So I try to just benefit people, because I know when I was depressed, YouTube was a main thing for me to go to when I was depressed, so I want to provide that platform without pushing it on people. So, especially in high schoolers, that's the main goal.
So how has, like, your vlogging evolved from day one to, has it been over a year now?
It's been a year and a half now. It's coming up on 2 years. So
like, what's the evolution then? Like, where have you gone from starting? Like, how have you made yourself better? Like, what kind of stuff do you work on?
Yeah, so, like, since day one, mainly relationships has been a huge thing that's really impacted and really started to grow. That, like, my friendships with people have really just been growing constantly each day. And but when it comes to myself personally, like I've started like my own business off of this stuff, like Let's Soar Together, and there's like the merch business obviously, which I'm wearing. And then even the marketing side of me has even come out because of my innovations class. So like because of vlogging, I got invited into the innovations class to continue to pursue my dreams and to keep going and to make it bigger. So vlogging really has like grown so much, but has continued to grow, and it's still growing. So
awesome. So you now here at NHS, you're working on them. You have like kind of a more scholarly way to learn how to do things. So like, what is innovations helping you kind of get behind and like helping you evolve to become something bigger?
So I'm wanting to become an entrepreneur and stuff. So innovations has really improved my character and my work ethics. My teacher, Mr. Wettrick, he always is pushing me to make something uniquely better is kind of a word that I would use. And then at the same time, to think for myself. So as of right now, if I graduated from high school, could I live on my own and possibly like be able to afford to live on my own? With the motivations he's helped me get, I would say yes, and be confident with that. So it's really, innovations has really benefited just personal life outside of school and given me more of a life outside of school, just besides a part-time job and doing homework.
Okay. So you say like vlogging, so you vlog everything, right?
Everything.
So you have a lot of vlogs at like church and stuff. So like, do you do any like videography for them? Anything to like help benefit your church, like making, like videos?
Yeah, actually I intern at my church. That's my internship this year. And so they definitely take advantage of the YouTube aspect of my life. And I'm constantly making videos for them for, like we do a thing called Momentum. That's Sunday nights. And I created like an intro video, kind of a countdown video for them. Then also like I'll just film the youth group, film the stuff that they do, and it's fun. And it doesn't, not even through the church too, it's also gone out into other places as well that I've been filming for. I filmed for weddings and stuff, and so cinematography has really grown massively in the last year or so.
Well, I do have one more question for you. So with vlogging and everything, how's that changed like relationships that you personally have? Like you say that made you grow, but is it kind of harder with you vlogging your everyday life? Does it make things a little more difficult with things you do?
Not necessarily, because most of my, like I'm assuming you're talking about like the editing sides of it and like getting the videos up, is that?
Somewhat, as well as just like filming like everything you and your friends do, trying to like find time, like maybe having the camera always in front of your face.
Actually, most people want me to. If I'm not vlogging, they're always like, Hunter, why aren't you vlogging, bro? Like you could remember this. And so most of the time it's actually just the relationships like that people with the vlogs and stuff, they've really pushed me even more to keep vlogging, even in times where I'm just like, there's no reason to vlog this, but they make me and they love it. They love vlogging. Sometimes kids will even grab my phone because I vlog on my phone and just start vlogging. I don't even know it and I'll see it later. So.
Yeah, so then let's talk about the editing. Like, how much time does that consume in your day-to-day life? How do you kind of balance all that?
So I do all my editing at nighttime. That's when I do it. So I upload normally around from like noon to 4. Sometimes I'll upload at nighttime depending on the time. But it's really not that difficult to balance at all. It takes about, depending on the vlog, like a 10-minute vlog could take an hour to an hour and a half. It more depends on how much effort you put into it. If I just make it like I throw the clips in, just kind of narrow them down a little bit, it could take very little time, but I like to put a lot of effort into it. Sometimes I'll be a little like comedic with it and try and be funny. So as of right now though, the effort that I put into it is probably around an hour and a half.
Well, thank you so much for stopping by, man. I really appreciate you coming by, letting us interview, talk about all your vlogs. Well, awesome, man. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem. SoundCloud has always been a music platform for different music styles and music genres. Chloe Kirby takes you to the more experimental side of Michael Current's music, better known as Chief Kelly.
How can I stay away from you?
Well, it's interesting because like when I first decided to make music, it wasn't the intent of ever doing it again. When I was 16 years old, I went through a breakup. break up with a girl, and she wouldn't like listen to me anymore when we was talking. So I made short dates, long nights, and I never told her about it, but she ended up texting me after she had heard it, and kind of found an interest for making music after that. It's like emotional when it comes to the lyrics, but more of a rap, trap beat. Put it together, it's pretty dope. The first few songs I did, I was always just experimenting. I didn't know what I really liked or what my niche was. It was more focused on like rap and lyricism, and then I came out with Veins, and that's when I started writing about the more emotional side of my life, and I think that radiates with people.
How can I rewrite my life? Why would you destroy my life?
It goes beats, then I try to create a chorus from there. If I can't create a chorus with the song, I usually end up scrapping it, and then if I get the chorus, I get the verses done, and then an outro. Well, it's funny because I started out using Audacity, which is like not even as good as GarageBand in terms of free software. And then I decided I wasn't good enough, or like my music could be better. So I went to a professional producer, and they use Pro Tools and Logic. Yeah, whenever I'm trying to write, I usually try to draw from some emotional experience, something that brings out a lot of sadness or anger or happiness, whatever it may be, or something traumatic that happened to me, because I think the listener can hear it when I put my soul into the track, you know. Sometimes it just depends on how fast I connect with the beat or even the lyrics. Sometimes it's taking me an hour for like songs like Desolate, and other times it's taking me weeks for like Veins and stuff.
2 a.m. she's calling late. Think this may be
It's gotta be Veins. That's just the most emotional song I ever wrote, like the most traumatic attachment to it, just because at that time I was in a really rough spot in my life, and I think it really shows with that song. Like, it really, a lot of people connected with that, which I've heard about. When I created Desolate, that was a song I tried to convey a lot of rage and anger in it, and so I had to create like or develop a singing voice for that was really difficult. Still surprised it turned out so well. It's not Desolate, I'd say Flatline, because that was the first song I completely made everything from scratch. We did the piano at my buddy's house and all this other stuff, and the meaning behind the song is very dark, and so I had to draw a lot of those darker emotions when I was writing it and making it. My friends encouraged me when they started doing music with me. Like, whenever I felt like I had writer's block or I didn't have a lot of motivation to make songs, they've just been a huge motivation when it comes to staying productive with it and getting me involved as they've started getting on my music. They'd always get on me like to make them feel like I was helping them out as well when I was making music, so that gave me like motivation. Like, my mom's my biggest supporter, like she's always first one to hear my music. She always gives me honest feedback. She always asks me when I'm doing my next one. Never ask me where my money's going or like what I'm doing. They just trust me with it, like, so that's a lot of support I get from them.
walking down an eerie road.
Right now I'm working on a concept album called Polaroids. It's 10 songs I make. After each song I make, I drop it as a single, and then at the end I'm gonna put them all together and then support it on iTunes, Spotify, whatever. Originally I was scheduled to open up for Young Pinch at the Emerson Theater on August 19th, but I didn't do that because I started finding myself in a lot of stressful situations when it came to making the music I was working on at the time, as I felt like I was rushing it, so I don't have any live shows scheduled right now, but I'm sure it'll happen. It's like really like giving me a lot of individuality after making a lot of this music and figuring out that I'm doing stuff that a lot of other people can't or like never will, and that it's like a really cool thing to know that I'm making something that people can relate to. It's taught me that my thoughts are very unique, and I'm doing something that's radiating with people and helping people connect with their own emotions and know they're not alone. Right now it's just on SoundCloud at Chief Kelly. music on YouTube. Well, I mean, as of right now, I'm just kind of doing it for myself, like just a way to put my personal journal and stuff. But if something ever did come of it, I would try it out, see if I liked it, and go from there.
That's all for this trip around the county. I'm Ethan Case.
And I'm Victoria Ratliff.
We'll see you
See you
on
on the
our
next trip around the county.